Okay.
Hello everyone, welcome back. So I'm going to share the screen. Before sharing, I'm going to, okay, that's good. Share screen. Okay, so where am I? Okay. Iri moye, mali
Chị. Để bảo cái bộ.
Yummy video, papa oh. Oh, yo man. One thing I would like to stress with all of you guys. Speaking your name, tones and intonations lên nè cho bị tani tan tali nè. I think it will be better because na tham nè tu tui audience day break that the audience break that okay. Break that way. Okay, I'm going to mute one. All right. So na tham nè tu tui break that way ka na tham chi to make it attractive, okay? Because you're going to catch their attention. Catch their attention means through it. Through say when zala Yolanda ra lo ya ma is ka pyo re swe purpose ka. Okay na. So yin atani tan tha li ne phat saka pyo ya me. Atani tan tha sora the intonation, tones, okay? You have to play with that. All right now. Okay, Didi, continue.
Got it.
Then I have like this leads.
Let's now.
Okay. You have like reached the last part, right? I'd now like to move on to turn to, right? There you go. Okay, then I will just
Let's now. Vậy.
okay, I'm going to share it. Okay. So Kunaga the right? So it's like the type of tone. Let's now move on to, okay?
Let's now move on to
Sure.
turn to.
Okay, that's good. Okay, I now want to go on to Papa Mali.
I now want to go on to.
All right, this leads.
This leads bring me to my next point, which is.
Mali, this leads.
I would now like to move on to 10.
Okay, so this is the transition. So like let's now move on to, or let's now turn to, okay? So like in the slash part, you're going to read it like or. Let's now move on to or turn to, okay? And then I now want to go on to, okay? So it's like another word. We can also use moving on, which I already like told you guys, moving on, or to move on, or to continue, or continuing, okay? Continuing is like a bit, it depends on the situation. Continuing my part, it depends on the context. Okay, so this is what you guys can use. I did like mention it last session. Okay, so right. And then this leads, okay, aspare. So you have to like pronounce it with an S sound. This leads or brings me to my next point, which is I will now like to move on to or turn to. Okay, so I'm going to like use this sentence. This leads to my next point, which is, okay, so the connection's not good. Okay, so can you guys see my screen clearly now? How about now? Hello guys. Hello everyone. Chào làm tiểu. Okay. So that mama tatai part ma. So moving on. So that I'm going to cover on why social media marketing is important. Why it plays a key role. To begin with, it helps improve our products loyalty. And to move on to my next point, it also encourages with your audience. Okay, so that to move on to my next point, which is the fact that it encourages our audience. So that go a point boma mutibiro piorabo, no? And then, okay, I now want to go on to. But then the thing is, to get higher reviews from our customers. So finally, it helps get higher reviews from our customers. And then I can use, not this one. I now want to go on to so session တစ်ခုကနေ session တစ်ခုကိုပြောင်းတာပေါ့အဓိကတော့ဒီဟာက session တစ်ခုကနေ Yolanda ထပ်ပြီးတော့example ပို့ပြီးတော့ပြမယ် I will give you more example after this. Okay, so let's now watch a video which I believe the connection's good. I hope.
In today's video, I'm going to talk a little bit about presentation slides.
Yolanda video တာ Okay.
What makes a good presentation slide versus what makes a bad presentation slide. And it's not going to be what people have typically been talking about, so you might want to stick around for this one. Hey there, my name is Carl, and on this channel here, you're going to learn presentations, tips, tricks, and how-tos. I've also got some other videos here which are related to my work, which is related to my business, Quan Multimedia. It's a video marketing agency, so you'll see some of those videos here as well. But for the most part, you're going to get presentations, tips, tricks, and how-tos to give better presentations. So make sure you like and subscribe and hit that bell icon as well. When we're talking about good presentation slides, what I'm referring to are slides that are, first of all, they're clear. That means that people know exactly what you're talking about when they look at your slide. That means that people know exactly.
So the first thing is like good presentation slides are clear. So Yolanda တကယ်လဲ clear ဖြစ်အောင်လုပ်ထားကြတယ် for presenters အားလုံး Okay, presentation slides here clear ဖြစ်ရမယ် short to the point ဖြစ်ရမယ်ဘာဆိုလို့ချင်းလဲဆိုတာကိုကိုယ့် audience ကိုပြပြနိုင်ရမယ် Okay, you have to tell exactly the main points only. Okay, so what your audience so that you can like so that the slides are catchy, eye-catching. So it's eye-catching, catchy. Okay now. So good presentation slides are clear. The first point.
First of all, they're clear. That means that people know exactly what you're talking about when they look at your slide. That also means that the text on your slide shouldn't be so small that people at the back of the room cannot read them. You want to make sure that everything is large enough. You want to plan for people not being able to see your slides well. So make sure everything is large and clear. Images that you use also are not fuzzy. Make sure you get the highest resolution.
ပြီးတော့ Yolanda တို့ presentation slides လို့တော့ image လည်းအရေးကြီးတယ်ဓာတ်ပုံတွေလည်းအရေးကြီးတယ် pictures တွေထည့်တာလည်းပို့ပြီးတော့အရေးကြီးတယ် because like the design also depends.
Resolution images you can. The second tip is related to the text that you're actually going to have on the slide. Now, most people will tell you put a minimum amount of text on the slide because you want to make sure that they're not reading everything and that you just want people to look at the image and just a little bit of text and figure things out. Now, this is okay and it's a good strategy. However, one thing you have to keep in mind is your audience. If your audience happens to be people that may have a little bit of difficulty understanding everything you're saying simply by just listening to you, so maybe they speak a different language than you, maybe, for example, they're not native English speakers, or maybe they are people that they are older, or in some way they need a little bit of help with points on the slide to keep track of what's going on. So in that case, I highly recommend putting some text on the slides. And that leads to point number 3 that I'm going to make here, and that is don't write sentences.
So စာကြောင်းမရေးဖို့ကအရေးကြီးတယ် just the points only okay นะ because like audience တွေကကြည့်နေတယ်ဆိုရင်ဒီ slides တွေထဲမှာစာတွေအများကြီးပဲဖြစ်သွားပြီဆိုရင်ဘယ်သူမှနားထောင်ချင်တော့မှာမဟုတ်ဘူး because like because it's speaking right not writing okay စာ Yolanda writing ရေးတာမဟုတ်ဘဲနဲ့ speaking ပြောနေတာမလို့
Now, when I say don't write sentences and putting slides in text onto the slides, and you're like, well, what do you mean? Should I put text but don't put sentences? What do I do? What you want to do in this case is you want to put phrases or keywords.
So phrases, keywords, they tell okay, that tell people what you're talking about. That means main idea, right? Key points you're going to tell okay.
Words onto the slide that at least tell people what you're talking about. If they need a little bit more detail, that's fine. But use your own best judgment. Think about the audience. They need to see everything. So on those slides, if you're going to have good slides, you're going to make sure that the text that you have comes out one at a time as you're speaking about that particular point. The reason why this is important is because if you put everything on there, the audience will read a lot faster than you can talk. Now, what makes a bad presentation slide? These are slides that have a ton of really small text and it looks like you took a Word document and copied and pasted it onto your slides. Come on, I know you've all done it before. Everyone does it, I know. Let's stop doing that, all right? Stop copying and pasting your Word documents into your PowerPoint slides. That is terrible. That's lazy, in fact. So it doesn't give a good impression. That's also another reason why these are so bad. You're not giving a report, you're giving a presentation. When you do that as well, right, people are gonna read everything. And the biggest mistake that a lot of presenters make is that they'll also read together. They'll look over, they'll read everything, and the audience has already finished reading. So don't do that. That makes a bad presentation.
Video the I'm going to like ask you guys everyone around. You'll end up
Presentation slide. So what you want to do, as I said before, is make sure that your presentation slides are clear, make sure the text is nice and large, and you're not putting your whole report or whatever onto there. Just make sure you're putting some phrases or keywords that'll guide people along in your presentation. I hope you've gotten some good tips here about what makes a good presentation slide versus a bad presentation slide. So take a little bit of time to figure those things out, and your presentation will stand out not because it looks bad, not because the slides look bad, but because
what do you mean by stand out? Stand out. I'm going to pick Henry. Henry, what do you think by the word stand out? Henry, are you there? You asleep? If you're okay, Henry's not there. So I'm going to pick on iPhone. Who is iPhone, by the way? iPhone, are you there? Hello. Hello. What's the word stand out? Stand out.
Hello.
Okay, Bashi. iPhone ye. Stand out go below me no. What do you think?
Nah. And understand.
Below lại xin chào bảo. Yolanda Nam này.
Tay Nam là
Chalurio. Do not let it do. Like, I mean, I just want to have your opinion. Belongingly.
ခင်မိရလားအဲ့လိုမျိုးဘယ်လိုပြော
ပြောကြည့်ပါလေချိုစံပြော
စံကြေမိရလားအဲ့လိုမျိုးလေဘယ်လိုပြော
Okay. Stand out
စံထား
ဟုတ် Okay, different compared to other. Okay. တွေ့ဟန်2 TJ. Okay. So Yolanda chat ထဲမှာပို့လိုက်တယ် stand out ဖြစ်တယ် catchy ဖြစ်တယ် eye catching ဖြစ်တယ်ဆိုတာ Yolanda က presentation slide တွေကို Yolanda ကလူရှိမှာလူတွေကိုအခု Zoom မှာဆိုရင်လည်းဒီနေ့ presenters 4ယောက်ရှိတယ် Zoom မှာဆိုရင်ကိုယ့်ရဲ့တငယ်ချင်းတွေအကုန်လုံးကိုဒီ slides ကိုပြလိုက်ရတာဆိုတော့ဒီ presentation slide တွေက Yolanda တို့ပြင်တဲ့ slide တွေက stand out ဖြစ်အောင်ဆိုတာကသူများနဲ့မတူထူးခြားဟုတ်တယ် different compared to other okay so yeah make it interesting more attractive ဖြစ်အောင်လို့ပေါ့ okay နော် all right
You actually did a great job with it. Anyway, let me know if you have any questions or comments about that. Thank you for watching, and we'll see you in the next video.
okay so yeah like video ထဲကနေပြီးတော့ some points what are the points ပြောပါအောင် just like 1 point or 2 point okay I'm going to ask theory more Nimali and then theory more and some chan right Nimali ခုန video ထဲမှာ what do you learn ဘာတွေသိခဲ့ရလဲ theory more If theory more is not here, I'm going to pick on theory more's there. Okay. ခုန video ထဲမှာဘာတွေပြောသွားတော့ညီမလေး theory more. Okay. theory more မဟုတ်ဘူးဆိုရင်ယေဒနာဦးလား Who is it? Another one. Y, starting with Y. YHANDAR. Ooh. If it's not, I'm going to switch on to get the out. Malay.
ဟုတ်ကဲ့ရှင်
Okay. ခုန video ထဲမှာဗာလေးတွေပြောသွားတော့ဘယ်လောက်ဆိုရပြီ
ညီမဘာမှမပြောရတော့မလားရလားမသိအင်္ဂလိပ်လိုပြောမလားဘယ်လိုလဲကျတော့
အင်္ဂလိပ်လိုလည်းပြော
အဲ့ဒီ video ထဲမှာအရင်ဆုံးကကြတော့ဘူးနော် presentation လုပ်လို့ရှိရင်ပုံတွေထည့်ရမှာပေါ့နော်ကိုဘာကြောင့်ပြောချင်လဲပုံတွေထည့်ရမယ်နောက်ပြီးတော့keyword တွေ keyword ကိုပြောချင်တဲ့ main point တွေကိုဘယ်လဲထည့်ရေးထည့်ပေါ့အကောင်ဆောင်ကကြတော့ full sentence ကိုကြတော့မရေးချင်တဲ့တကယ်လို့ full sentence ရေးလို့ရှိရင်နားထောင်တဲ့လူတွေကကြတော့စာအများကြီးတွေ့ရပြီးတော့အဲ့လိုမျိုးပဲညီငွေ့သွားမယ်မနာထောင်ချင်တော့ဘူးအဲ့လိုမျိုး
That's good. Okay. Thank you, Na. And then, theory more, are you there? If theory more or Henry. If not, TJ. Okay, TJ, can you share me what you learned from the video?
Yeah, I learned one thing that is when you make a presentation, don't read the slide. You know, you are not reading for the audience. You just present your idea, so that don't read the slide. Just share your idea. So.
Okay, that's good. All right. Okay, so I'm going to move on to this topic, like what is meant by technology. So our first question is what is meant by technology? Okay, everyone. So current time as usual, we the same instruction. Okay, there's only main ideas, points. Okay, so ဒီနေရာမှာ 3 points ဆိုရင်ရပြီဆိုပေမဲ့အခုတယောက်ကိုတစ်ချက်ပဲဆိုရင်ရတယ် Okay. everyone like 1 point per each person, okay, for now, for this activity. So the ideas must be clear and short to the point, okay. Now, so the first question is, what is meant by technology? Okay, and the second question is just like technology advantages and disadvantages. Yolanda, technology ရှိခြင်းအကျိုးကျေးဇူးနဲ့ disadvantages ပေါ့နော် pros and cons ကိုပြောပေး so research လုပ်ပေးပြီး Yolanda ကို chat box မှာပို့လာပေး you have 5 minutes to do that. Okay, the first one is like, what is meant by technology? Technology ကပါလေ and then technology ရဲ့ advantage and disadvantage. So what is meant by technology or 1 point man, okay, and then advantages the chat, disadvantages the chat. So altogether, like you guys each have to find 3 points. Okay, now can you guys understand what I mean? Can you guys follow me? You're gonna be around. Hello.
နားလည်ပါတယ်
Okay, ka. Okay, so yeah, okay, guys. Matata, mama presentation Lego Samla. Okay.
Oh, yes.
Canali disadvantage Yolanda tail like wait a minute. Disadvantages. Mm. Okay, ma. Nia làm gì má?
Okay, nhiều đó chị.
Shit.
Okay.
So, okay. So, yeah, I'm going to start off with what is meant by technology. Okay, mama. So,
Okay.
technology is the
Uh, Technology is the application of scientific knowledge to practical aim of human life. Nowadays we can use the technology application like how can I say TV, mobile phone, or maybe iPhone, laptop, or maybe some other things. Yeah.
And then to move on to the next part, or I'm going to like discuss about the advantages and disadvantages of technology. So ပြီးတော့ Yolanda ခုနပြောချင်တာ transition ကို example ပြချင်တာပထမ technology က what is meant by technology ဆိုတာကိုပြောသွားတယ် and then now advantages နဲ့ disadvantages ဆိုတဲ့ section ကိုနောက်တစ်ခုပြောင်းသွားတဲ့အချိန်ပေါ့နော် Yolanda ဆိုလို့ချင်တာရမမဆက်ပြောပါ
Good question. To move on, nowadays we can to move on, we can discuss about the advantages of technology. From using this technology, especially Google, we can know more knowledge around the world from home by using this application or maybe some website like Google or Wikipedia, Facebook, or maybe YouTube, some other things. I didn't know about this yet.
However, there are
And
few disadvantages. Yes, ma'am.
yes, okay. However, there are disadvantages of technology. Uh, because we can damage our eye vision because this technology product a lot of light that can damage our eye vision. So I saw most of the youth, especially too young people, always wear glasses because they watch a lot of technology. They watch a lot of mobile phone, especially. Yeah. So they can damage their eye vision even though they are so young. Or maybe some people feel oversee, especially they watch a lot, or maybe they play a lot on mobile video game, and they didn't move or they didn't know how to play or how to run. Yes, in my area we saw it. So I think they were free oversee. Now there's some of the children free oversee because they watch video from Facebook a lot, and some people get overseas because they didn't yeah, when they have mobile phone they didn't know or they never moved from here and they didn't want to move. Yes, that's why they were free overseas. And So I mean, this is a lot. Yeah, that's why.
All right. So they are Chosan and then other Katie okay, and then me I got it from Facebook. Okay, so chat ထဲကနေပြီးတော့ Yolanda အကုန်ကူးထားလိုက်ပြီးပြီ so next week like around this time အဲ့ဒီချိန်ကျရင် Yolanda slide ပြင်ထားပေးမယ် Chosan Katie ပြီးတော့ me Yolanda Facebook Messenger ကနေပြီးတော့ရတယ်အဲ့ဒီချိန်ကျရင်ကို point ကလေးတွေကို present လုပ်ပေးเนาะ okay နာ and then today so next week ကို Yolanda continue သွားမယ် so အဲ့ဒီချိန်ကျရင် Yolanda ဒီနေ့ Yolanda slide ကိုလည်းခါတိုင်းတိုင်းပဲပို့ပေးမယ် I'm going to send you the slides as usual so အဲ့ဒီချိန်ကျရင်ဒီ transition points လေးတွေပေါ့နော်အခုဆိုရင် Yolanda two parts ရှိတယ်ခုနမတ်တထားကိုပြောသလို the first point is like what is meant by technology အဲ့ဒါပြရနဲ့ advantages နဲ့ disadvantage ကိုသွားတာဆိုရတဲ့အတွက်ကြောင့်မလို့ session တစ်ခုဖြစ်သွားတယ်ဖြစ်သွားတဲ့အတွက်ကြောင့်မလို့ဒီ transitions လေးတွေကိုလုံးကြည့်ပါ let's now move on to I now like to move on to Yolanda slides လေးပို့ပေးမယ် to move on ခုနမမတထားသုံးလို့ okay so next week အခု Chosan တို့ Katie တို့ me ပို့တဲ့ဟာတွေရတယ် so next week ကျရင် you guys have to practice with me okay now okay so all right and then I have more with the visual aids and then အဲ့ဒါကတော့ next week မှာလုပ်မယ် okay now so today let's call it a day thank you very much for joining me bye bye
Thank you very much.
okay ခု Henry အခုမှပေါ်လာတယ်ပေါ့ကိုကြီးရေ
Thank you